Hello dear students, I hope all of you are fine. Welcome to your chemistry class. So we had already discussed that this is your syllabus for September test. Please go through it. So our next topic, which is given on page number 25, is dissolution and evaporation. This method is useful when one component of a solid mixture is soluble in a solvent and other is not. We can take example like salt and sand. We all know that salt is easily mixed with water, but sand is not. So these two make a solid mixture, but salt mixes with water, but sand does not. Experiment. Take a solid mixture of salt and sand in a beaker or a conical flask. Add some water to the mixture and stir it vigorously. Warm it from time to time so that all the salt dissolves in the water. Filter and wash the residue 4 to 5 times with hot water. Evaporate the filtrate to dryness in a china dish. You will obtain a white solid which is nothing but salt. The residue on the filter paper is sand which can be dried in the sun. So you can see the image in which they have performed this experiment. They have taken salt and sand. Firstly, a mixture of both of them is created, then water is added to them. The second part, mixture of salt, sand and water. This one. And the third is they are heating that mixture. The mixture is warmed. In the fourth part, they are filtering. Here the sand remains on the filter paper and the water and salt solution comes in the china dish. Afterwards, evaporation takes place and salt is crystallized and sand is taken out on the filter paper. So this is the experiment which they have explained. Next process is distillation. In distillation, a liquid is vaporized by being boiled and the vapors are condensed and collected separately. I hope you know the meaning of evaporation and condensation, right? So vaporization and condensation you are knowing. So in this process, both are taking place. Firstly, liquid is vaporized and the vapors condense and are collected separately. You can see on the right side in this a mixture, this a green one, it is just for a reference. This is heated and it is evaporated. Afterwards it is condensed and it is taken in this conical flask. If the liquid were mixed with any solids, the solids would not vaporize. We know that solids do not vaporize, right? Thus, a liquid can be separated from a solid mixed with it. The process is useful for separating a solid liquid mixture homogeneous. Example, solution of salt in water, or heterogeneous. Example, sand water mixture. So, distillation can be used for both these. Distillation is performed with a setup as shown in figure 3.6. It is given on your book on page number 25. The mixture is boiled in a flask and the emerging vapors are cooled in a Liebig condenser and collected in a flask. A Liebig condenser is a long tube provided with a jacket through which water is circulated for cooling the vapors in the tube. This that is marked over here. This tube is called Liebig condenser. So this is used during the process of distillation to cool down the vapors. We prepare distilled water in the laboratory by this method. So our next method is fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is used for separating liquids. It is used for separating liquids, underline this, which differ in their boiling points by about 20 degrees Celsius or more. The mixture of liquids is boiled in a flask and the vapors are passed through a fractionating column. What is a fractionating column? See the picture on the right side and it is also on your book on page number 25. This is called fractionating column. So what is it saying? The mixture of liquids boiled in a flask. This is the flask. The mixture is boiled over here and the vapors are passed through a fractionating column. The vapors are passed through this fractionating column. The vapors are passed. The vapors of the liquid with the lower boiling point, that is which is more volatile. A liquid which is having less boiling point, right? it will attain its boiling point faster, because when the liquid starts heating, the lower boiling point will be reached earlier, so it will be evaporated first, right? So the liquid which is having low boiling point will evaporate first, and the vapors of that which has a higher boiling point, that is which is less volatile, condense in the bulb like traps. This fractionating column is called bulb like traps, this one. Okay, the higher boiling liquid may also come back to the flask, because it is having a high boiling point, right? It evaporates, but it comes back after condensing, because it has not achieved its boiling point. It is just evaporating, it has achieved little temperature, so it will come back. The lower boiling liquid gets into the condenser first and collects in the receiving flask. The right side, this one is the receiving flask. So the first liquid which is having the low boiling point, it will evaporate first and it will be received in the receiving flask. Okay, as long as the lower boiling point liquid continues to distill, the temperature remains constant up to when the first liquid, the liquid having lower boiling point, is not fully evaporated, the temperature will remain constant. After the lower boiling point liquid has distilled off, the higher boiling liquid begins to distill and the temperature rises. If the temperature rises, it means that the first liquid has fully evaporated and now the second liquid is attaining the heat and it is evaporating. The receiver is immediately changed. The receiving flask over here, in which the first liquid was collecting now, it is changed. Now the second liquid is collected in it. The receiver is immediately changed and the higher boiling liquid is collected separately. The separately collected liquids are called fractions. Underline this. The separately collected liquids are called fractions. By fractional distillation, we can separate alcohol boiling point 78 degrees Celsius from water boiling point 100 degrees Celsius. So they are having approximately 20 degrees Celsius difference, right? 22 degrees Celsius is there. So minimum 20 degrees Celsius is there. Benzene boiling point 80 degree, from toluene boiling point 110, and the different fractions from crude oil. So fractional distillation is used when we have to separate liquids which are having boiling point between, they are having a difference of boiling point of 20 degrees Celsius or more. Students, revise fractional distillation again because it is a little bit new for you, right? So you should go through it. It is not very difficult. It is just that you should know what process is taking place and how. So you will be fully understanding it. You should read between the lines. You should read the chapter fully because the questions can be from within the chapter. So you should keep this in mind that you are preparing it, keeping in mind that questions are settled from within the book. Thank you, dear students. Take care.